Well, hello, overcomers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are visiting this channel for the first time, welcome. We are happy to have you here. This channel is about living victoriously as overcomers through Jesus Christ because he has given us everything that pertains unto life and godly living. In today's video, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, it says debt cancellation. And that is not a clickbait. No. Although I want you to click and watch this video, that's not the purpose of the thumbnail. We do have a debt cancellation. As now we are in that time where the current government has issued debt forgiveness to students, people who have student loan, and they have been forgiven the debt. And people are happy. You see that they hold, some of them hold placards. They have signs, holding up signs and saying thank you for forgiving my debt, for canceling my debt. And they have the figure, like how much it was, and you can see the smile on their faces. They're happy, they're elated. That's good for them. But we also have a debt. If you are the child of God, you also have a debt that has been forgiven. And it is the debt of all debt. It is massive. And it was laid on my heart to bring that message today because I know even though we are aware, even though we know that we have been forgiven, sometimes we don't think of the magnitude of that debt, the magnitude of what Jesus has really paid for us. It's a huge debt. So let us look at the scriptures. Galatians chapter 3 verse 13, it says, "For Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law." Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. But what is the law? And what is the curse of the law? So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And the first part of Deuteronomy chapter 28, from verse 1 to verse 14, it lays all the blessings that comes with obeying the law. And the law is the 10 commandments and plus some other laws that were given besides that 10 commandments. But for the most part, it's the 10 commandments. So obeying that law, the 10 commandments, as most of you would already know what the laws of that commandment are. If the children of Israel, and that in turn comes down to us as well, if you could keep the whole law, all of it, if you obeyed all, because that's what it says. It says, if you are careful to obey all my commandments, my statutes, my precepts, then you would have these blessings. You read the blessings. The blessings is from verse 1 to verse 14. But he says, if you would not obey the commands of the Lord, he lays out all the curses that would ensue. But we know in our own humanness, we're not able to keep all the commandments, because it says if you fail, if you keep all, like it's not most of the commandments, it's all. So if you fail in one, you kept all the others, but you failed just one, you're guilty of all. So who in our humanness could do that? Who could keep all the commandments of God? So there comes Jesus. And the curses, I'm going to just give you a few of the curses that was laid out. It tells us exactly what the curses are. And let's look at some of them. I noted some of them. It's a lot, but I just had some of them. So from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 to 68, we see some of the curses laid down. It says, God would rebuke. He would rebuke those who failed in keeping the law. He would rebuke them in everything that you set your hand to do. That goes for me and you. Imagine, think about it. Everything that would set our hand to do, our work, whatever work that is, it says he would rebuke it. Okay. Fever, sickness, fever, inflammation, severe burning fever. That is what would ensue from the breaking of the law. It says that we would be defeated before your enemies. Defeated. So your enemies hate you and your enemies are pursuing you and doing you wrong. And you, because we're not able to keep the commandments, all of them, he said that we would be defeated before our enemies. I'm saying our because it comes down to us, were it not for Jesus Christ. Okay. It says madness, blindness, confusion. All of that is a curse associated with not keeping the law. Okay. It says you would plant. For those of you who are farmers, those who plant for a living, you would plant, but somebody else would reap the harvest, not you. So all your work would be for nothing. It goes to somebody else and not you, not your family. Okay. It says your children would be given to other people. Other people would take your children, have your children. You would not get your children's love. It would go to somebody else. Okay. It says the people, foreigners, people you don't know, would come into your land and they would be doing much better than you and would be your boss. Instead, they would be controlling you. All of that, it's in Deuteronomy. I'm not just saying this. This is in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 to 68. I'm not going through all of them, it's long. He said you have serious and prolonged sicknesses. Serious sicknesses and prolonged sicknesses from which were incurable. That's terminal sicknesses. He says that your people, your wife, your sister, your brother, who were nice to you, they were nice people, decent, kind, loving, tender-hearted people, all of a sudden would turn on you, then hate you. They would do things that was unexpected of them. There's a whole lot of curses that was associated with not keeping the law. But Jesus came and redeemed us from these curses. He redeemed us from the curse of the law. He paid the penalty because nobody, not me and not you, not anyone, no one could keep all the law. And if you didn't, these were all the curses associated with not keeping the law. But Jesus redeemed us. He canceled the debt. So we know we cannot keep the law, all of it, but he canceled it. Because were it not for Jesus, this is all that we would be experiencing. This is what we would have. Because there's no way any of us could keep all the commandments, all God's laws. So that just make me, this is when I see, and I was thinking about the student loan forgiveness, and it just brought this back to in my spirit. Because sometimes we take that for granted. We take it for granted, Jesus paid the price. But we have to think of the magnitude of what Jesus did for us. It is a massive debt cancellation. And most of all is the separation from God. We would be separated from God, separated from God's presence. And Jesus redeemed us from that. That we are able to come to God. We are able to have fellowship with God. So I just had to bring this. And I didn't mean to stay so long to take much of your time. But yes, so let us think about that. Let us go deep. Let us think about that. Let us Think about that huge sacrifice, that huge debt cancellation. We too have had a great debt that's been cancelled. It's the debt of all debts that has been cancelled by us, by Jesus, cancelled for us by Jesus dying on the cross, going through that great suffering, putting all the curses that we would have to experience, that he took it upon himself, carried it on himself, and the cross, shedding his blood. Yes, so I meant to have this as a quick video, but anyways, I just had to put this word out. It has really blessed my heart, and I pray that it has blessed your heart as well. And let's think about that and be thankful. Like these people who were holding up the plaques and the signs and they're saying, thank you for forgiving my debt, the student loan forgiveness. Well, we should do that as well. I mean, even not we're holding a plaque, but in our hearts we should be eternally grateful, thinking of the magnitude of what Jesus has done for us. I pray this video has blessed you, and I would appreciate your support. So please share this video, like, comment, and please remember to subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate your support. You have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the week. Be blessed. And thank you very much for watching. See you next week in next week's video. Thank you. Bye-bye.